Alrighty. So welcome back to the Freedom Salon podcast. Today I have my friend and coworker, Hana Hill. Today we're going to talk all about social media. Hana has been with us since 2017, and through that time, she has completely changed her career with the use of Instagram, TikTok, and I've been so excited to do this episode to pick your brain because, I mean, since I first met you, I feel like that you're so creative and you have a way of like making whatever content you put out there like true to Hana. Like when you see it, you're like, yep, that's Hana's video. So let's tell everybody your story in detail from beauty school to salon life now.
So I started beauty school in about 2016 and loved it, but I was definitely ready to get in, get out type of thing.
Yes.
So really, really happy when we found each other.
Yes,
so,
Randy Reed.
Shout out
to her.
Yes. But so I was just kind of in and out. I mean, I was not really focusing on social media aspect then because I didn't really get too much into it yet.
At that phase, like Instagram had hit the beauty industry and we were posting pictures, but it hadn't yet evolved to what it is today.
Yeah, it was totally different then. So then I started working with you kind of later in the night after I would get out of school, I'd start working with you. And then as soon as I graduated, we kind of just got into the swing of things, assisting you, assisting Ashlyn, assisting Jess. It was just great. But I will say, whenever I first started comparing yourself to like people that are like 5-10 years in, it was awful because I was like the first one to ever be an associate. I didn't have anybody that was kind of like with me at the time. So comparing my clientele to your clientele and to Jess's and Ashlyn's was a little different. And I was like, how do I create my own? Because I was not getting that at the time.
And I remember having that conversation with you even back then, like, your people are coming.
And I did not believe it.
No, and it's hard. And I think that overcoming that as a new stylist is really honestly like one of the biggest hurdles is like finding your people, like finding what you're inspired to do, because in the beginning sometimes you just have to do a little bit of everything just to get your name out there.
You kind of have to mold to whoever is in your chair. You have to be, that's like exactly what I want type of thing. And
you're always super creative and talented out the gate, and even with makeup.
Thank you. So just like really, that's when I knew I was like, all right, I gotta get my social media game in point, because that was at the time it started growing, and that's when everyone was like, oh, I picked you out from your Instagram, or I picked someone else out because of the pictures that they posted. So I was like, okay, I've got to do something for that.
I love that. So, okay, back in 2017, you started your hair page, started posting work. What is something you feel like really started to grow it? Like, for everyone listening, like, what is something that you did that you felt like was like, oh my gosh, like, I've attracted my person? Like,
I would honestly, like, 100% be able to tell you that everyone posts hair pictures. So everyone's posting the back of everybody's head. Everyone's always taking a picture of the back. You get that angle from the back, and it always looks good. So I noticed when I started posting people's faces that that made a huge difference, because you could see how much they loved their hair, getting them involved because they felt
there's
like they
an
were
actual
involved.
person there. Like, someone's a client. Like, we're having fun in here, not just like, oh, just hair. Like, it's something that somebody could see and like.
They're like, you can, because you can always tell by the way that someone looks that they either love it or hate it. So it just really helped to kind of involve my clients into everything, because you're used to taking pictures of the back and being like, okay, we're done. Like, here's your photo. So having them involved and being like, what do you want to do in your picture? Do you want to do you want to smile? Do you want to do a cute little video? Like,
I know. And
stuff
you
like that.
all always have, like, if you look over in Hannah's realm of our salon, like, they're always having fun and always doing creative things. What are some things you do with your clients to help like prepare them for being on camera? Like, how did you like open that conversation with certain clients? You're like, I have this really cool video idea. Like, how do you prep them for that? Because obviously, you know, we sometimes have people come in the salon that, I mean, say it's a nurse, she just got off night shift, she's coming in, no makeup and sweats. Like, how do you talk them up like, hey, like, I'm planning on doing this today?
It kind of came with the territory, because I did realize at first whenever I would, like, be like, hey, I want to put you on video, someone would be like, oh my God, just don't get my face. So it really helps me when I have a really creative idea. I will always like look at my books ahead of time and just, you know, be like, okay, I'm going to do this because I know she's going to want to change her hair. So we're going to use this video. So I'm going to text her and I'm just going to be like, just so you know, like I'm probably going to take a video with you. Or even...
And that makes them feel special too.
Even just like kind of boosting someone's confidence. Just when they come in being like, you're so cute, I want to get a video of you today. So just like, because usually no one comes in looking that crazy. Like everyone looks great. They just don't feel confident enough to be on screen. So it's like, if you're telling them constantly like, you look so cute, I want to put you on video, that'll make them feel like they also want to be on
it's true, because I feel like as a part of our jobs, like we see people's natural beauty and see like how gorgeous they are and want so bad for them to see that. And so putting them on video or doing a cool reel is almost like a win-win. A, like you get to attract clients you want to attract, and B, like maybe this will be the first time one of your clients thinks, oh my God.
Well, yeah. Like,
and that's the best feeling for us. Like we want everyone to feel beautiful. That's why we all join this career.
I have clients all the time telling me once we get finished, like I'll put it together and they'll be like, no one's ever taken a video of me before. Like this is awesome. Like no one's ever done this before. So it just really kind of boosts their confidence, as well as also boosting your social media gain, your gain on clientele, all that. It just kind of, it's a 2-in-1 street.
Awesome. So walk me through like your creative process when you think about a post. Like, does it just come to you when you're doing their hair? Do you like take time at home to think it through? Do you, consume like TikTok reels and get ideas? What's something that inspires you?
Sounds kind of crazy, but like when I am driving home from work or driving anywhere, like I'll have the radio on and I'll hear a song and be like, oh my God, this is like the perfect song for a really cool TikTok video, or a really cool reel, anything like that. I'm like, oh, I've got to make a video. So I actually have like a notes list on my phone of all these songs.
That's so cool. Yeah.
And then just kind of depending, I really base what I'm going to do based off of what the song is. So if it's got like a really cool chorus, I'm like, okay, I've got to make a really cool transition out of this. Like, what can I do to do that? And if it's just like a short little snippet, it's like, okay, I'm just going to get like a really cute after video or something like that. I always base my videos off of like what song I want to use. And I try to base my clients off of the song as well. Like I have a lot of super cute, like tatted up, kind of punky clients, so I'm going to do a lot of my punk stuff with them and kind of do all that. And then I have my cute little college girls, so I'm going to do all the like Ariana Grande, all the good stuff with them too. I base what I'm videoing off of who I'm videoing, their style
and their vibe, and so it really like helps make them shine, which is
they're really going to feel more comfortable.
Yes, absolutely. So like you have a list of songs. Do you like, I know for me, this is what I do. I don't know if anybody else does this, but when I'm like looking at reels, I save music that I think would be really cool to keep, like to do a video with. And I think that's really cool too, how you have that capability in reels. And comes to another thing. So when it comes to reels or TikTok, do you prefer one over the other? Do you video all your stuff on your phone and then put it in the app, or do you video it with the app? What's your preference?
I've kind of played around with both, and I really like reels a lot better just for the fact that I can do a lot more editing to them. I like to not have to worry about keeping it in my drafts and going as I go, videoing it on the app. I can just video everything I'm doing, not have to worry about putting anything together. And then once my client leaves, I can just kind of throw it all together in reels and just edit it from there. So
perfect.
And then you don't save the logo from TikTok. You don't save all the stuff. So you can just post that straight from Instagram to TikTok, and you've got both in one.
I love that. I've honestly, I feel that too. Like I've played around with both, and I think Reels is a lot easier. They've made it a lot easier to edit and manage and all the things. Do you use any other like editing software for your transitions or anything?
Not necessarily for my videos. I'll use a couple of editing, because for every video I take, I don't want it to be just a random snippet of the video posted on my profile. I always take a picture with the video.
Yeah.
So I'll use a couple of different editing apps for that photo. So that way that's
for
like
the
cover
cover
of my video. But usually, I mean, Reels just has everything that you need in it to really use it. Yeah.
What's like the number one tip you would give to someone that's starting out with this and it may be really intimidating to them?
Yeah. And I've noticed this with a lot of newer girls in our salon, like, don't be afraid to post anything.
Yeah.
I will sit and stare at a picture that I've taken for so long that I will think it's ugly by the end of the day.
Oh,
like, this isn't it. This is wrong.
Yes.
Like, I will just stare at it, just click post and don't look at it again. Whether it be good or bad, nobody sees hair like stylists see hair. No one's going to look at it and be like, that hair's standing straight up. The little bitty flyaway is in the picture. Like, nobody cares about that. They see a happy face and pretty hair, and that's it. They don't care. So just literally post everything that you've ever taken.
I love that. That's probably the best, like, tidbit. Because I feel like, especially even as a younger stylist, new stylist, we're real critical of our work. And it's real easy to compare yourself to, like, Pinterest or other stylists
major
that have been
salons.
doing hair for, a decade and, have professional cameras and professional lighting, and it's like a whole different world. And so, and I also love to post things because I feel like in this industry, we're constantly growing, we're constantly improving ourselves. So it's kind of a way to go back and see how far
it's like a timeline. You get
to see, you get to see,
oh
you're
my
like,
gosh.
man, and even like, it's really cool to go back and compare those old things to things now.
I think it's funny. I have clients who will go back and look at the first picture I've ever taken of them to now, and we're like, I can't believe you went to me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're like,
I can't
I'm
believe
so
you
much
even
better now. And you're like my favorite client ever.
I'm like, I can't believe you stayed.
Through the hard times. And I also like it too. Like if I have a client that I'm taking like from dark to light, I have one client, Brandy, I'm sure you've seen her in the salon, but like when she first started coming to me, she was like black-headed, and then we had like 2-year timeline of how we light, and now she's like platinum, and it's so cool because then you could show that to people like, hey, like,
here's the real.
Yeah, like we're not just saying no because we don't want to do it. Like this is like actual, like,
this is how long it takes to achieve exactly what you want.
I also love, I've noticed something you've been doing on your social media, and I want you to talk about, you've been doing some really cool things on your story, like info for your clients. Like when you go on vacation or when you're using a new product or if you're trying something new. What software do you use for that? Like when do you decide to post that on your story? When do you decide to make that an actual post? Because I think that's confusing for some people. They're like, should I make this a post or should I just put it on my story, or how should I go about this?
So I always I'm really weird about my social media matching. Like I want everything to just flow really well. So I found an app. Actually, Briley showed me a little app.
Briley, shout out to Briley.
It's called Canva.
Okay.
And
I've heard of it. I think
love using that app for any informational post because it really just kind of looks like an invitation, and you can pick out like, hey, I've used this picture. There's one right beside it that matches it. I'm going to use that one for my next one.
Okay.
And so I also love my social media to match. So I'm never going to make a like, hey, I'm out of the salon or hours a post. I'm going to save it to my highlights. That way anybody can go and look at it.
Yeah.
But that way it's also not messing up the rhythm of my actual pictures in the social media. So I usually will always post anything informational to my story, and if it's super important, it'll be a highlight. Like if I'm going out of town, no one needs to know that 2 months later.
No.
It's just a week's post, and then everyone that needs to see it sees it, and then it's gone.
I love that, like, so much. Like, my wheels are turning. Like, right now, I'm like, I'm learning all this new things, like we could even do on the salon's page, because that is true, because I am drawn to pages like yours and some other people's that I follow that are super uniform. And I find that even like with my personal pages, like if you all want to grow like a personal following, not even just a hair following, like what are your tips on making it all match and be like cohesive? Like, do you use a certain edit on your pictures? Like how, is there a methodical thing, or is it your style is just your style and it all just matches?
I would say really, it's a little bit of both. If you want your Instagram to flow, especially for hair pictures and stuff, the background is key because that's also going to show up really, really
and we were very mindful with that when we remodeled the salon too.
So I kind of I change it all the time. My background always changes, but I'll have kind of leaned more towards like the darker aspect now. So I just always go to the same spot and I take the picture, same everything. And then I go, when I edit, I like to kind of focus more on the person and not the background. So it kind of darkens the background even more. So the way I edit it changes it as well. But that way, when someone clicks on your page, they're not, oh my gosh, look at that tree in the background, or oh my gosh, look at that. They're seeing exactly what you want them to see.
I love
and that's how you kind of make it uniform and just.
Did you just start one day and then waited until your Instagram filled up?
It sucks. It really
you have
sucks.
That, like, before, that's like a hot mess everywhere, all the colors.
Hot mess express. Yeah. But it sucks because you have this idea and you're like, okay, I want my page to look like it right now. But you can't. So I would just, every single day, I would wake up and be like, all right, I'm going to post my picture. I'm going to post my picture. And it fills up quick. You post for a week and that's when someone clicks on it, that's what they see. So I just really stayed consistent with posting, especially even when I take videos, because when I take videos, it's never in the same background. But I want that picture that shows up on my page to be the same, so it all just
so you always use the cover to
always
where
use
it
the
makes
cover where it shows.
I love that. Now tell everyone the importance of how much you post, because I know some people get really inspired and they post like 1 or 2 times and they may not get the likes they want and they feel discouraged. What would you tell those people, and how often do you post to your page?
I post once a day. I've learned with, especially the younger crowd, everyone's scared of judgment. So everyone's like, I just don't want the people that follow me to get annoyed. They're following you for a reason. They want to see it. They want to see it.
Yes.
So if they didn't want to see it, they wouldn't be following you.
Yeah.
I post once a day, sometimes even more if I see something and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot wait to post this. I have to post it. There's some times where I'll just get like 20 likes on my picture. And if you sit there and you look at every like that you get, of course you're not going to post, because you're going to see that and be like, well, it didn't get a lot of views. But then the next day I'll post something and it's gotten 100. It's just the way that it works. And I still have people bring me in that picture of that got 20 likes versus the 100. It doesn't matter. When someone clicks on your page, they're going to exactly what they want to see. So just post everything. Once a day, make a post, story posts. I try to switch it up a little bit because I do think that hair, sometimes everyone's like, it's repetitive. So I'll do like a day in the life behind the chair, stuff like that.
That was like one of my favorite things you've done. It was so interesting. And I think that especially like to people in the industry, it's interesting because I always like to see what other hairstylists do and how their creative process is. And then I think it's also interesting for our clients to see like, oh wow, this is so cool.
They're like real people.
Like this is what they do. This is how we work. And even like maybe somebody that's following you that's thinking about wanting to get in the industry, so then they can see like this is a real like day-to-day thing. And it's so cool because we live in a time where everybody is like obsessed with like, like reality shows and social media and following people. And it's neat that like as a stylist, you have like your own show on your Instagram if you want it to be that way. And I love what you said earlier about not worrying about the likes, because I think now it's like, just put it out there. I know everything I do, even this podcast, like I let it fly and then I don't look at it again. I don't look at all the other things because, I know my heart. I know that my intention is to put good out in the world and whatever. People are going to love it or hate it. It don't matter. It's none of my business.
I've been absolutely obsessed with and rewatch have gotten less likes than a random video that I posted. If you sit there and you ponder on the fact that it didn't get as many likes. It's videos that I'm in love with have gotten less. So it's just as long as you like it and just throw it out there. I mean, it's still going to be good. Everyone talks about how like, whenever you make videos, you just you just don't care. You just post them. And how do you know when you should post them? I just do. You just do it.
I post it. Everything.
And anything.
And even if you're newer in the salon and say you don't have a lot of clientele, like I would say even take different angles of the same thing so you have more content. Or if you're an associate and you're helping someone, post their work too. because you were a part of that.
Like, it's a 50-50. When you have an associate, I mean, with me and Emily, like, she's doing just as much as I am.
And
it is just
yes.
as much hers as it is mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know it's hard. I felt the same way when I was a little baby stylist. You don't want to post someone else's work, but you need to, because people, you've done that just as much as the stylist has. People want to see that. People want to see what you've done too. And like, that's the good thing about like the days in the life. If you're not feeling inspired, take a video of yourself. I mean, just do something in that aspect to where if you've just got bases all day, take a video of you doing those bases all day. And people are like, oh my God, that's so cool. Like, what outfits did you wear? Like, I love going back and looking at other people's outfit choices and stuff, because I feel like as a stylist, the way you look is part of your job.
Oh,
and I love
1,000%
seeing like, oh, she looks so cute. Where did she get that? That looks comfortable. Like, she can work in that all day. I want to wear that. Like, So, and I have people from beauty school following me and messaging me. Like, that's the thing. Like, you have people that are looking up to you and want the same information that you have.
Absolutely.
Like, why not share that and do that?
I agree. Like, I feel like that, you know, you're always your worst critic, and you never know if something that you're doing is something that really is inspiring somebody. So, like, don't stop, because I feel like there's a time when you're discouraged where you've almost reached that point of where you've, like, breaking through, like, a creativity and you're really on a roll. And so it's like, don't quit, like, just pivot and keep going.
Like little things that I've posted, I've just done just to fill my page up. And I'll get a message from a girl in beauty school just being like, oh my God, I love this. How did you do it? And I'm like, what? Like, I know. I just posted it just to fill it. But okay, like, you never know who needs that information.
And I know. And even too, like, clients that might like that hairstyle. Like, I think that's the best feeling in the world when clients walk into the salon and they bring
your own picture.
Yes, our work, not from Pinterest, not from, and then, or even if you have a client that's, you know, unsure about something, you can just pull up your Instagram and let them look through your work versus them pulling out a Pinterest picture and you have no idea what that formula is. It could be an edited picture. That client's base could have been something completely different from their base. Like, it's a much more realistic, and I think you get better results when you have almost like, I guess it's like our portfolio now.
I was about to say, it's 2021. There's no more books laid out in the salon. Like, your portfolio is your page. If you're not posting all the time, no one knows. They're going to bring in someone else's picture, and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. If you're posting constantly, a client's going to be like, hey, I have an appointment with Hannah, but I want to tell her what I want. And our front desk girl, Savannah, she can just go, hey, here's her Instagram. Go through her pictures. She'll be able to tell you exactly what she did.
Yes, and it's perfect because then they kind of know your style. Because I do feel like, you know, everybody has their own style, and I feel like hairdressers as a whole, we're all like so creative beings, and everyone has a talent of their own and their own style, and it can attract different types of people. I don't think there's any right or wrong or good or bad. It's all art. Like, this is just like our form of art. And, you know, I post what I enjoy doing.
Exactly.
So hopefully to attract more of what of my style is. Same with you. And I feel like by having that clients can see before they come see you, if that's something that they're interested in, like, they'll know that you're a good fit versus like, I don't know, like, you do a lot of extensions and then that's what you post on your page, and there's somebody maybe wanting to book a pixie. They might be like, wait a second, I don't see any pixies on this page, but this girl is like the pixie queen. Like, look at all these awesome photos. So I think that's what's really powerful about it.
And that's the thing I've noticed from when I started to now, like, when people sit in my chair now versus when they first did, there's no nerves anymore. Like, they're like, do whatever you want. I trust you.
And
that literally is the best feeling in the world.
I feel like we do our best work.
Yes.
Because I can, like,
it's amazing.
I can look at that person and, like, see their eye color and see their skin color and their face shape and, like, create something for them that's, like, unique to them, not just trying to follow a pattern, which I will. Like, if that's something they really love, of course I will. I want everyone to be happy. But it's really fun for us.
It's nice, too, because, like, then you're not nervous. Like, when I first started, I would be nervous. They would be nervous. I would have like I would just get questions like, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? And now someone will sit in my chair and be like, I've looked through your Instagram. I've watched your videos. Yeah. I trust you. Just do whatever you want. I trust that you're going to make me.
It's really like, I feel like social media is almost like a second part of your job in a way, but it's like if you do it well, like you have, it's almost making your day-to-day doing hair easier.
I feel like social media is like your job interview, and then they hire you when they decide to choose you. It's just way easier. Like they're interviewing you when they're going through all of your stuff. So once they've done that and they've decided to come to you, like they know that they're going to get what they want because they've seen it.
Yes.
You've answered all the right questions in the interview aspect. So like it's so much easier. So much easier.
Yes, that's like a big like light bulb moment for me. I couldn't have, I mean, man, that'd be a good clip. So let's turn to like stylist, associate. How has it been working with an associate and still getting content?
Yeah, it's actually really, really nice. Just for me personally, I love teaching. Like that's my goal. I love it.
Blossomed as an educator in our salon, and I love it.
It makes me so happy. It's so, I mean, even when I was in beauty school, watching my teachers, I was like, I want to do this too. Like I still want to work and do hair, but I want to somehow turn that. And like then I didn't know that this was possible to teach someone as you're working.
Yes.
So like it's super fun, and it makes them feel good when you're like, I trust you. I want you to take my pictures and take my videos. Like they are there to work with you. Use them. Yes. So like anytime I'm like, do you have a cool idea? Like I'm going to teach you a way to take a picture. So when they turn around and it's their turn to do hair and their turn to take videos, they've got a couple of ideas that we've worked on throughout the week where they can be like, oh my God, I'm going to make a video now and I can post it. And so it's just really easy because like as we're highlighting, like Emily will be like, hey, do you want to take a video of this? And I'm like, absolutely, let's do it. So we just kind of like spring at each other. I know whenever me and Taylor were together, she would be like, I'm going to take a picture of this. And I trusted her. Like you train them to be another you.
And then you
like,
see
it's amazing.
them like blossom in their own
like the stuff
careers.
That they post is like 10 times like, better than
my
you. And
baby.
You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I think that's like, I do think that you reach a point in your career, like it's worth so much more to give back.
Oh yeah.
I know for me, like I can do all the hair all day, every day.
You can make so much money.
Bring in all the clients, do all the things, but it doesn't fuel my spirit. It doesn't fuel my creativity as it does to help others and to like make my associates like feel good as a stylist, like bridging that gap from beauty school to their career, like and watching them, expand. And even as like stylists in the salon, watching you all hit goals, and helping my clients feel better. I think that like just helping people live their best lives, I guess is my heart for it.
Literally. I just remember me being kind of a baby stylist and like freaking out when a client would sit in my chair and then being like, wait, I did this with Whitney, or wait, I did this with Jess. Like I know how to do this. So it just kind of is really nice whenever because I can literally see Taylor doing hair from my station, so I'll like look over and she's like doing better than I am.
You know why I'm like constantly listening around me, because it's like y'all, it's like my babies. I'm trying to keep everybody.
And just like knowing that like she isn't nervous. It's just like, oh my God, that's amazing to watch someone like just kill it. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I know, and I think that's what makes our team unique, because you're only as good as your weakest link. And if we all have a heart to serve each other and to serve our clients, like everybody wins. Like there's no like loser in that situation. Like we all rise together.
Exactly. Yeah. Like everyone is great and everyone's got their own niche, and it's just girls supporting girls. Yeah. It's really nice.
It's really good. Yeah. And then, so tell me, as we wrap this up, what are some accounts you like to follow for inspiration, whether it be in the hair world, out of the hair world? Who do you like to see?
I really, honestly, I love to follow your modern salon-centric for my photos, just because you see what's out there and you see what people like and you're like, oh my gosh, this is great. Inspiration, Daniel Mason Jones. I mean, come on.
DMJ.
Just to, like, if I'm ever feeling super down and uninspired, I'll watch a video and be like, I'm good. Like, I'm great. I'm going to do this.
Yes.
And, like, I get a lot of my inspiration, even though none of them do hair, off of, like, your bloggers.
Yeah.
Like, my girl Olivia, I see what she posts. I'm like, people love that. People want to see that.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to do that too, but I'm going to make it into hair. Yes. I'm going to make it into my job. So I like to follow a lot of local bloggers just to kind of see what people enjoy and what people like to see.
I like that too, because I feel like sometimes we can get really technical with the hair side versus just putting something out there that the average daily woman wants to see and wants to look at and like think is cool. Like, we can get in our own head about formulas and placement and all this.
Let me post
versus
exactly
just
what I
like,
use.
let's just post something cool. Like, you know, it would be awesome. Do you use hashtags?
I do. I will use, and I've noticed that this has skyrocketed since I've started doing it. I've kind of dwindled down. I used to use, just like a huge amount of hashtags.
Yeah.
Now I just use like my typical local hashtags. If you hashtag Knoxville, Tennessee hairstylist, when especially older women who are kind of just getting into Instagram and stuff, when they want to find someone, if they've just moved here, they're going to type in Knoxville, Tennessee hairstylist, click it. Whoever's posted the most on that hashtag, they're going to go through and they're going to start stalking them. If you're hashtagging just Knoxville, Tennessee, just anything kind of where you are locally to attract people, it's amazing. People love that. They'll go and they'll look and be like, oh, she's all over this hashtag. Like, I'm going to start stalking her, and they're going to be like, I want to go to her.
Yeah, which is a huge thing, because I don't know about other parts of the country, but I know here in Tennessee, like, we've had a lot of people move since the pandemic out of state here. Like, there's like a major influx of all these new people. So that's a great easy way. It takes 5 seconds to post the hashtag to, you know, put yourself in front of people that may have not seen you before. And I know when I travel, like, we like to take like family pictures. That's what I do to like find a photographer. Like, I'll like wherever I am, you know, do the hashtag whatever photographer, and I find a photographer.
I've had a lot of clients come to me from different areas just saying like, I didn't know where to go, so I just kind of hopped on Instagram, typed in Knoxville, Tennessee, and you were all over the page. And so I just kind of was like, okay, perfect. Yeah. So it just helps you out a lot. And like tagging, a lot of college students aren't from here. Yeah. And so if you just
we're so close to the University of Tennessee.
Tag their sorority. They're going to click all the tagged pictures, and they're going to be like, oh my God, that girl's hair looks great. I'm going to click it. And then they realize, oh, she's a hairstylist and I need one. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go see her. Like, why wouldn't you do that, you know?
That's such great information. I love it.
It's so easy.
Well, this has been fun today. I hope that everyone got some info out of this for your social medias. I know I am like super pumped to post, and so glad that we actually got a chance to like sit down and have this conversation in depth. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Where can we find you on Instagram and TikTok? What are your handles?
So they're both the same, super easy to find. It's just at Hannah Does My Hair. Super simple.
Perfect.